Hello everybody, welcome to Group 7's video for our community service campaign, which is about global warming. Before we begin, let's talk about the main points that we are going to talk about in this video. First, what is global warming? Next point, main causes of global warming. Then, the causes of greenhouse gases to be abundant. Fourth, effects of global warming. Fifth, how to reduce global warming. And finally, the conclusion. Now, without wasting any time, let's move on to the first point. What is global warming? Well, global warming describes the gradual rise in Earth's average surface temperature brought on by human activity and natural phenomena. It is a particular manifestation of climate change, which also includes modifications to the Earth's climate system, like changes in precipitation patterns, sea level rise, and an increase in the frequency of extreme weather events. To put it simply, as the name suggests, global warming means the Earth is getting hotter. Moving on to the second point, what are the main causes of global warming? Well, human activities that produces greenhouse gases into the atmosphere are the main cause of global warming. But what are greenhouse gases? Well, greenhouse gases are gases that traps heat in the Earth's atmosphere, like carbon dioxide, CO2, methane, CH4, and nitrous oxide, N2O. Because of this trapping of the heat, it makes the Earth's climate hotter. Now that we know the main causes of global warming, why are greenhouse gases increasing on Earth? Well, there are various reasons for that, one of which is caused by the burning of fossil fuels. When fossil fuels like coal, oil, and natural gas are burned for transportation, from gas-powered cars, electricity production, from oil or coal-based power plants, and industrial activities from factories, carbon dioxide is released into the atmosphere. According to the Intergovernmental Panel for Climate Change, the IPCC, the most significant greenhouse gas is CO2, which causes around 80% of global warming brought on by humans. Deforestation is also linked to greenhouse gases being abundant on Earth. By removing trees for logging, agriculture, and urbanization, the Earth's ability to absorb CO2 is diminished. This is because trees have a very well-known process of converting CO2 into oxygen. And so, deforestation upsets the carbon cycle that trees and forests maintain by absorbing and storing CO2, increasing atmospheric concentration of greenhouse gases. Finally, certain agricultural practices can also lead to an increase of greenhouse gases. Through the release of nitrous oxide, N2O, and methane, CH4, agricultural practices, particularly cattle rearing, contribute to global warming. According to the Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, nitrous oxide is emitted via the usage of non-organic fertilizers, whereas methane is created during enteric fermentation in cows and other ruminant animals. Both gases contribute significantly to global warming. With that being said, why should global warming even be a concern? Well, let's talk about the negative effects of global warming, one of which is the increase in temperature. Global warming, driven primarily by the build-up of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, leads to an increase in the Earth's average temperature. According to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, over the past 150 years, the temperature has risen by 1.2 degrees Celsius. So what if Earth gets a little hotter? Well, the increase in Earth's temperature causes drought to be more frequent, which is disastrous to a lot of communities. Drought causes crops to die, making food scarce, and due to the decrease in drinking water, could also lead to conflicts over water. The increase in Earth's temperature can also cause rising sea levels. As a result of warmer temperatures, polar ice caps and glaciers are melting, causing the sea levels to risen. This poses a threat to coastal communities, leading to increased coastal erosion and the potential displacement of millions of people. According to the Intergovernmental Panel of Climate Change, the average global sea level has risen 3.3 mm per year since the 1990s. Lowland countries that are surrounded by the ocean, such as the Maldives or even Malaysia, are susceptible to coastal flooding. If we do not take action against global warming, parts of a lot of countries are going to be submerged in the ocean, or in a worst case scenario, some countries would no longer exist due to it being entirely submerged in the ocean. I hope a lot of you will realize the dangers of global warming and that we need to take action as quickly as possible. With that being said, what are the ways to reduce global warming? Well, one of the best ways would be for countries or local communities to transition to renewable energy. Encouraging the adaptation of renewable energy such as solar, wind, and hydroelectric power can significantly reduce CO2 emissions from energy production. Governments and individuals can support policies and investments in renewable energy infrastructure. The average person can also contribute by reducing their use of gas-powered cars. According to the IEA, 20% of CO2 emissions are caused by gas-powered cars. By using methods such as carpooling, using public transportation, or purchasing electric vehicles, they can greatly reduce their carbon footprint. To conclude, this global warming awareness campaign serves as an essential initiative to educate and mobilize our community in the fight against global warming by collectively taking action and making sustainable choices. We can contribute to safeguarding our planet for future generations. Thank you so much to everyone who stayed and listened until the end of the video. If you do find this video informative, do share it to your friends and family in an effort to take a stand against global warming.